So, the Godzilla x King Kong erotic fanfiction just came out, and I think it was just fine. This is gonna be an actual quickie because I have very little to say about this movie, so little that I almost didn't even make a review. This movie is exactly what you think it's going to be. Godzilla and King Kong fight, and it's basically the same as every other movie in this series. As such, I have the same praise and same criticisms that this series has gotten from everybody for years now. In my humble opinion, I think these movies are best when they're more self-aware. When they take themselves too seriously, it doesn't always work for me. That's why I think my favorite movie in this Kongzilla universe is probably Kong Skull Isle. It's dumb as fuck and it knows it. It owns up to how stupid the premise is, and it has fun with the concept of a giant monkey punching dinosaurs. This movie's a little more self-aware than some of the others, so it worked for me. This movie isn't afraid to get a little weird conceptually, and sometimes it works, and sometimes it doesn't. Godzilla blowing a hole into the Earth's core where King Kong is hanging out, and then King Kong jumping through that hole and falling millions of miles to fight Godzilla is the stupidest thing I've ever seen in a high-budget blockbuster film, but I don't care because it's funny. I think most people will agree when I say that these movies excel at showing us mind-numbing apocalyptic kaiju action. And they're at their worst when we are shown human characters fucking around. But this is the same criticism that Godzilla movies have been getting since the dawn of fucking time. The only Godzilla movie that I would say is an actual good movie is the first one. And I've seen a few Zilla movies. I like me some rubber monster suits, but they aren't known for their well-written human drama. And this movie is no different. I don't even know anyone's fucking name in this movie, and that's especially bad because some of them were in the last movie. The problem here is that there are too many disconnected characters. There's like two separate groups of random humans that don't even know each other and never even meet each other. Whenever they cut back to Millie Bobby Brown, I just got really bored. I feel like her little side quest was pretty unengaging. It was really important for the story though, so you can't really cut it, but it wasn't fun to watch. Now there are some cool concepts in this movie that I actually wish the movie focused on a little more. Kong's origins are explored in this movie, and I thought it was creative and a little interesting. And I'd say that this movie is really skewed in favor of King Kong. He has a lot more to do, and he's like an actual character, which is kind of different for this kind of movie. I wouldn't really call Godzilla a character in any of these films. And yeah, I'd say that Godzilla isn't a character in most movies. He's more of a force of nature, but in this movie it's particularly noticeable because King Kong is a character. So if you strongly prefer Godzilla over King Kong, I think you might be a little disappointed, but I don't know, I like Godzilla just fine and I didn't really care. This isn't really the kind of movie that you can look at critically. It's just a stupid blockbuster monster movie. The fights are fun and exciting, and I like how they're not too drawn out to the point where they're boring. It's actually pretty tense seeing Kong try to fight underwater where Godzilla has the advantage, and it's also fun seeing King Kong use his creativity and intelligence to fight in the city, which is in contrast to Godzilla's just brute strength. I feel like the people who made this movie did take full advantage of what the characters can do in these fight scenes. And I'm fine with the final battle and how these two resolve their conflict, even if it's pretty predictable. This movie is setting out to do something very simple and entertaining, and I think it succeeds at that, so I can't really complain. As it stands, this movie succeeds at being dumb, mindless entertainment. So if you're vaccinated, I think this would be kind of fun to watch in a theater or with friends. It's a perfectly fine drunk movie. And a lot like how I grade kids' movies, I don't really feel like giving this a number score because I don't think it matters for this one. So I'm going to give Godzilla vs. King Kong the thumbs up dumb fun score.